Good morning, listeners. This is Preethi Sharma, your friend and host. For today's show, the podcast is all about a grave pandemic that's even deadlier than the COVID 19. It grows and harps over human civilization and the human's progress in respect to material terms. The interesting thing is that we, though are infected by this disease, also keep attached to it. And the toughest thing is that no doctor has a cure to this problem. Haha, we do not want to trouble you and scare you with this, and don't want to keep a mystery of the topic of today's podcast. Rather, we just want to caution you, our listeners, that what's the how and how we can deal with depression, or to say the stress. It may be of any type, but it is definitely does take away our peace and our happiness from our life. Talking on the subject is our expert, Swami Pradeepji. Swamiji has devoted his entire life to human race, someone who has counseled millions and continues to help more. He has traveled across continents to teach yoga. Swamiji is a visionary, entrepreneur, motivational trainer, spiritual teacher, author, hypnotherapist, and psychiatric counselor. Pranam Swamiji and welcome to the show.
Pranam, thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you for your time. Swamiji, these days, each and everybody of us, each and every one of us is carrying some or the other kind of stress. And I'm pretty sure all day of yours is gone counseling people. 2 or 3 hours you're giving them, counseling them from New York City to Delhi to Chennai to Bangalore. Everybody's talking to you about their own stress. It
Hmm.
may be of any kind of stress. Swamiji, how about you enlightening each one of us? What could it be and how can we deal with this?
Okay. So, before I go into the subject, right now you said that you are aware that I have been counseling people across the globe on a daily basis, and my
Yes,
counseling for one person, it takes minimum 2 hours, 2 3 hours.
my,
Okay, so
that's too
that is
much.
how
Oh,
it. Yeah, but I don't feel stressed out. Why? Because
mm,
I
mm.
love what I do. Okay,
Oh,
simple as
beautiful.
that.
Yes.
When you love what you do, you don't get
Mm.
stressed out at all. So what I do is I don't see myself, counseling or my personal life or even official life, nothing as different entities. Everything is part of me. Okay, it is me, the person, me, the personality who is engaged in all these activity. And whatever I do, I love them completely the way I love myself. So when you do that, you don't feel stressed out. Okay, having said that, this not everybody can achieve this kind of a understanding. Why? Because it comes through experience and realization. So coming back to the subject, stress, where a lot of people go through, a lot of people are struggling and suffering. Generally when I, in my sessions and all, I just ask them three questions. One is, do you want to overcome stress, or do you want to avoid stress, or do you want to understand stress? So generally I get an question that, no Swamiji, I want to overcome stress or I want to avoid stress. These are the two questions which comes to me. Not many people ask me the question, the third one, I want to understand stress. So that's the difference. Why? Because you want to overcome stress or avoid stress means that there is something affected you right now at that moment and I want to come out of that. So when you do that, that is just an interim solution or interim way of handling things. But when you want to understand stress, then you come to the root cause, why or what it is affecting you. Okay, so generally, they call, there is a formula for this, stress. They call it as S is equal to P greater than R. That means stress is equal to pressure greater than the resource. That means when the resource which one have exceeds, okay, then you are in
Oh,
pressure. That is, if you are pressurized, why? Because you are exceeding the resource what you have in hand. in terms of
Hmm.
anything, whether it is finance or emotions or handling of things, anything, it doesn't matter. For example, if you are earning around a monthly 20,000 rupees and your expenditure is going to be 30 or 40,000 rupees in a month and it continues for a period of a time, you get stressed out mentally, emotionally, obviously financially also. Because of that only you are getting affected. Why? Because your resource is exceeding the limit what you have. So you are exerting a pressure and that comes out as a stress for you. Okay, so this is how generally it stresses in terms of every activity, whether you are in office, whether you are at home, whatever you handle. If you see why people generally, I'm stressed out, is because you are exceeding the resource what you have. This is one
Hmm.
aspect of it. Okay, but
Yeah.
stress is also, there are two types of stress. One is good stress and bad stress. So both, how you see that. In fact, if you ask me, there is nothing called good or bad stress. It is all how you handle things, how you take things in life. See, now when I said that stressed out, now people are feeling stressed out sitting inside the home. Earlier, when used to we all go to work, we generally, oh my God, can't we get some holidays? Can't I get some time to spend with my family? Now you have all the time with your family. Okay, you are there completely. But again, that has become a stress now. How long can I sit
Yeah.
inside the home? Okay, I need to go out.
Yes.
So this is how things are. Uh, we generally do not identify what exactly what we want. Okay, here let me give you again a story. As usual, I always love to convey anything through a story. This story is
Yes.
about a person, okay, in a village. He's a villager, very very normal guy. He's not a rich guy, material, nothing. Very very normal villager. And he comes home every day. The moment he reaches home, outside there is a tree. He just grabs a branch of the tree, and then for a few minutes he just wait there, and then he'll let go the branch, and then he'll go into the house. And neighbors can hear laughter, happiness. They are so nice over there. They can hear that guy having fun with his kids and all. So the neighbors are always intrigued by what is this guy every day is coming and doing this, in spite of not much money, but still he is able to live a very happy life. And what they try to do is, they also, few neighbors thought maybe the tree has some secret, so they planted the tree. They try to do that, but still for them, there were issues and problems in life. So one day they thought, okay, let's go and talk to him directly. And they went and asked him, sir, we are all amazed. Every day you come, do some prayer, and then you enter into your house, and we can hear laugh and joy from your house. We are seeing that even when you come out early morning, also every day when you go for your work, we see you are so happy. Your face is so radiant. What is the secret? Is that the tree has given you some power? For which that simple villager, he told, see friends, it is nothing to do with the tree. What I do is I created my own way of handling things. See, at office or wherever I go for when I go for my work, I know there is a lot of problems and issues. When I come back, what I do is I imagine that I park, or I keep my problems and issues in that branch. Okay, I hang it up in the branch and pray that let it be here. I am not going to take it to my family, to my home, all these problems and issues. And hence I leave it here, and when I go back, when I go inside the house, I don't think about anything over there on the problems and issues, because I completely dedicate over with my family. So morning when I start for my work, I again imagine that, okay, let me carry those problems and issues which I have left yesterday, and let me go and handle it. By doing so, what happens is, yesterday's problem or issue in the office becomes much lighter, because when I go home, I'm with my family so happy. By mornings, a lot of issues and problems, I get a clarity on how to handle it also. So this is the secret of how I live my life. Okay, so this is a good example of how we should handle our life. If you see the current the trend or the current way of our lifestyle, the way we live, it's all about all about, rushing up things. We are making it everything complicated. Whether we go to office, whether we are at home, are we eating our food proper? Are we doing our exercise proper? Absolutely, if you ask, very few people do that because everything is rush. Your very existence, you generally measure it in hours, in minutes, even in seconds. This is the way we live our life. Hence, we get that stress factor, and the stress, obvious, over a period of a time, where it leads to, it leads to depression, nothing else. And the depression can have a medical effect, and for depression generally people go to a psychiatrist and they prescribe some medicine which is so harmful for our health, okay, and then it goes on as a medical problem. So what we need to do, take your time, relax, okay, relax in whatever you do. See, nothing is going to harm you the way you think it will be harmed. Okay, everything there is a time, even at office, even at home. I'll give you one, not a story, this is a live example. A friend of mine whom I know him, okay, he used to work in ship long time back, say around 20 years back. It was his first job, and he left India first time in his life. He went and joined that shipping company. It's a passenger ship. After he joined,
Swamiji, you had, sorry to interrupt you, Swamiji, you had broken up. Who was he? Who are you talking about?
my friend, one of my friend, okay,
Okay.
okay, I'm not taking any name here, so I'm just mentioning
Yeah,
as
yeah.
my friend. So this guy,
I totally understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
he went and joined in a shipping company in US, okay, in Miami. He joined and he was so excited because that was his dream job, and he loved to travel around the world and see a lot of people, countries, and hence he was so joyful, and with so much of dream he went and joined. And to his utter dismay, what happened is his reporting manager, who is the his manager, is very very arrogant and kind of a sadistic in nature. So that guy very well know this guy has joined very new, and he has absolute zero knowledge about the passenger ship or how to handle the process, the procedures and all. What he did is, from day one, okay, the day one, he started harassing him, humiliating him in front of others. You don't know anything, you are good for nothing. He used to question him, do you know about this, do you know about that? That this guy doesn't know. He says, sir, I don't know, I'm just joined new. Then he'll say, what the hell are you working, man? You have gained some experience back in your country, so what is the big deal? This is just a ship, and there you have worked in land. So this is the way he was harassing him day in and day out. Okay, and my friend, he got so stressed out mentally, emotionally, he was so drained out. He thought, what am I doing? I came here with such a dream of enjoying my life, earning my money, taking care of my family and also myself, and here I am unable to do anything. And he felt like jumping off the ship and thought of rushing out. I don't need this job. That was his condition. But luckily, okay, he is also a yoga expert. He used to do yoga, meditation every day. What he did, he sat down, okay, did some few breathing exercises and he relaxed. And then he contemplated and he saw, why am I getting stressed out? The answer is, just because I don't know my job, my manager is harassing me. So what is the solution for that? I should learn my job. Simple as that. So what he decided is, okay, let me learn
Simple
this.
as what? Somebody, you're breaking up very badly. Okay, yeah.
Learn the job, okay? Learn my job completely, thoroughly.
Right.
Because I don't have the knowledge of my job, hence that manager is harassing me. So
Yes.
what he did is, next day he took the help of his colleague, who is very very friendly and very experienced person. That lady, he said, don't worry, I will help you. And next few days, he hardly spent time for sleep, only 2 to 3 hours. Rest of the time he was in his work. Along with that harassment from that manager, he spent most of his time learning the job, completely dedicated. Okay, his heart and soul was there in the job. So generally anybody would have taken 2 to 3 years to understand the job. He learned, trust me, he told me this, within 2 weeks time he learned most of the things, not completely but at least more than the basic, is in control. He was completely in control. And then after few weeks, what happened is luck or the grace of the God also blessed him. He used to practice his yoga. So early morning, he used to practice yoga in one of the corner of the ship. And for his good luck, the captain of the ship saw him practicing yoga. He came down and asked him, do you know yoga? He said, yes, sir, I know. I am an expert in yoga and I do practice myself and I used to teach also. Then he asked him, can you teach for the crew members in the ship? He said, absolutely, I'm fine. You won't believe, very next day, that manager who was harassing this guy went into his cabin and said, my God, what have you done, man? You became, all of a sudden so famous. This guy was, just lying down in his cabin because his duty was, around 9 o'clock. And this guy, this manager went around at 7. So he said, what happened, sir? He said, captain called me, in the morning and he said, I'm not taking the name. That person is such an expert and he's going to teach everybody yoga. And I'm also going to be part of his, schedule and I'm going to be a student. So captain become the student of that guy, and this guy, that manager, he said, and end of it. After that, again, from his job side also, he was doing the job. Then luck favored, and the captain also was very friendly, and he saw that he is also part of his team. So things changed for him. Okay, so this is a classic example of how you handle your problems in life. If you are going to keep thinking, brooding about your problem, you will never see a way out. This is what I keep emphasizing in my meditation session also. This same sentence I'm using. Meditation is not an alchemy for your problems. Meditation can give you clarity of thoughts to handle your problem. Again, it will not give you solution, but it will give you a clarity of the way forward. And once you start going towards that, you will see the solution the way it has to be. So this is how you manage the so-called stress in your life. Okay, so it is about how you live. So you have to be very mindful in how you live in every situation, whether it is at home, whether it is in your office. Yes, there will be some cases where the manager might be very like how this example of my friend. So each situation has a solution. It's only thing we need to step back, relax, see the situation, and then handle the way it should be handled. Then you are not. All the stress will never be there. Rather, it will help you to handle problems. The other one, the stress is also positive, I said, right? There are bad stress, good stress, whatever you say. The other positive of stress is, it is not about stress. It is about somebody, see, for example, somebody want to achieve something in life. So you need to push yourself. When you push yourself, that means you are taking an extra effort. Even when you see this, I used to coach even for Tamil Nadu cricket players. When I see those young cricketers, all youngsters, from the age of 12 till those Ranji players, what they generally do is the kind of, training what they go through. My God, it is so rigorous. Early morning, they go to the ground, do various kind of exercises, fitness training, then practice, okay, and then go back. And some, some senior players, they do go for work also. And those kids, 14, 12, 15 and all, they go to school. So early morning training, then they go to school, study, again come back. So if they are going to think this is a, strain for us, what will happen is they will not be able to deliver neither in study nor in sports. But most
Yeah,
of
will
the kids,
collapse.
yeah, both will, they will not do justice to both. But those kids I have
Absolutely.
seen, maximum number of them are doing out of passion. They love what they do. They wanted to be a
Yeah.
cricket player, whether they represent India or whatever it is, it's immaterial. But they said, we have a talent, we want to showcase it. And best example is my own nephew also. He is also one of the good, he's a fantastic batsman from his childhood. His morning, early morning from 5 o'clock his day starts. He go for training, come back, go for school, come back, and by God's grace is doing very good in both in studies and his sports. So like him, lot of these kids are doing that. Okay, so why I'm bringing this example is here, when you limit yourself, you cannot move forward. These kids are not limiting themselves. Okay, they are pushing themselves, the talent what they have, the energy what they have, whether it is sports, whether it is studies, or whether it is their life at home. Everything they push themselves to the maximum. They know there is no limitation. The talent is always abundance within you. The energy is abundance within you. When you limit yourself, that is the end of your progress in life. That is when the stress, the depression, anxiety, all these negative impact overcome you. But when rephrase it, I have immense power, I have immense energy, I have immense talent. Okay, the energy is limitless. Then you can push yourself and achieve whatever you wanted to do in life. I can quote so many examples. I've seen, come across so many people, including myself. I'm not quoting anything about me, but I'm quoting people around me. I've seen so many people how they have been successful in life, not in the terms of materialistic manner, in terms of how they live a life in peace, is because of this. How you handle your life. This is how you have to manage stress. So anyway, as we were discussing the podcast to limit within 15 to 20 minutes, I'm just, because this is a big subject, I can go on talking for this hours together. But at least I have given an overall gist on how you manage your stress. Okay, there is nothing called good or bad. We can define it as good stress, bad stress. It is absolutely fine. But how you manage, it all depends on how you handle your thought process. Everything is in your thoughts, your mind. Then you can handle your life.
Great, Swamiji. To summarize it all, perhaps I may be wrong. Please correct me if I am. Whenever we feel that we are stressed out, we have to acknowledge, accept the situation, and probably that's how we get the solutions. Am I right, Swamiji?
Yes. Rather than the solution, the clarity of handling those stress situation. Because solution we can never see. When it happens only we will see that. But the way forward is what we needed, the clarity of thoughts.
Okay, clarity of thoughts is required. Yeah, that's when just like as your friend who was into this Miami people. So he got the clarity of when he accepted the situation, he got the clarity of situation of and he got the solution.
No, the solution, if you see, it was not a solution. When he got the clarity, okay, I am not knowledgeable, let me learn. So when he took the effort of learning, what happened? He mastered his job. Along with that, destiny also favored him in other way also. So he became a celebrity over there. The person who was harassing him became his closest friend, and even he got a lot of rewards and awards for his dedication, for his hard work. Everything paid off.
Who would rather be holding the bull by his horn?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Any
true.
situation.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Swamiji. And if perhaps one of or any of our listeners are having any such situations which they are finding it hard to deal with, and have any questions to ask from Swamiji, we would be very glad to answer those, and he would be very glad to take up sessions if in case you require one. And thank you, Swamiji. Thank you so much for your this session. We'll come up with some more as per our listeners' request. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you so much. God bless you all.